Adrian, final game of the season. Unfortunately, there's not a lot to play for. How hard is it to, motivate a team for a game like this?
It shouldn't be hard to motivate them at all. We're not shying away from the fact that we're really disappointed with how our season's panned out. I think there's a lot to play for because we've got a point to prove.
I think we're just asking Carl a similar thing, but is there a few players in this side as well that are sort of playing for if they'll be here next season?
Yeah, it's always the case. We tend to have a fairly high turnover of players in the women's game just because of the way that contracts work and their pay and things like that. But we'll definitely assess a few players and see where they're at and what that means for them moving forward.
Do you think the girls maybe dropped their heads a bit looking at the last 5 results? Obviously, once they maybe felt like they were out of the finals race, things became a little bit more difficult?
No, I don't think it's a case of that. Probably only the second half against Wellington in recent times we were really disappointed with how we played, but we've generally been in games. It's just been that same story most weeks, which is we've lacked a little bit of consistency. We've made a couple of key errors that haven't helped. In a couple of those games we've had some poor decisions that didn't go our way too, and when you're having trouble scoring goals and keeping them out at the other end, it makes it really difficult to win games when you've got a mix of that going on.
Obviously the buck usually lies with the head coach. In terms of budgets and investments, do you think maybe this team needs a little bit more funding going forward?
I don't think there's a coach around that wouldn't ask for more resources or more funding or more investment. So I think any coach, no matter where they are, their team is sitting on the ladder, would ask for that. Part of our disappointment comes from the fact that we felt like we had a squad that was able to compete this year, and we just haven't been able to put it together for long enough after a really poor start, which we sort of struggled to recover from.
Why is that, do you think?
Why is what?
Well, they haven't been able to put it together. Is that just little things not going right, or is it a broader issue? Or?
Yeah, it's mainly just been about consistency. So, the last 2 games we've managed to concede more shots than our opposition, despite having over 65% of the ball. So we feel like we get the ball into good areas and we're able to threaten, but just can't finish off our work at one end. And then at the other end, we've made some mistakes, which have meant we've conceded some sloppy goals. And like I said, it's going to be difficult to win games if that's sort of like the blueprint that you're rolling out most weeks.
Despite the results, the team's always looks in high spirits, smiling and getting along quite well.
Yeah, they're a great group to coach. They're always really positive. They're always upbeat. We go into every game feeling like we've done enough to be able to put ourselves in a position to win. So I can't speak highly enough of the playing group and their attitude. We just need to be a lot more consistent on game day.
Is there an element of that being an issue in terms of not hurting enough, not maybe wanting it enough?
Oh no, I think they are hurting. Don't get me wrong when I say that. I'm talking about the fact that I think their attitude is fantastic. It's not a group that sort of drops their head or feels sorry for themselves. We're owning up to it, and like you said, it starts and stops with me. We're not hiding from the fact that we haven't been good enough probably for the last couple of years now, and our challenge now is what do we do about it? And it starts with this game on Friday. It gives us an opportunity to really draw a line in the sand and say this is how we want to be perceived moving forward.
Are you still enjoying coaching as much as ever?
Yeah, I love it. I know the results haven't gone our way, but I don't feel like I'm working a day in my life. I love being involved with the club and with the group, and I thoroughly enjoy sort of this change up this year from a professional point of view, and I've certainly learned a lot, and I hope to continue to progress in the role.
With becoming a full-time gig this year, has it felt like you've had more pressure on? We'll just talk about the trip to Wellington that you're pretty much the only coach just about that went over there. It's been difficult? You almost felt like there's increased pressure being full-time?
No, I don't feel like increased pressure. There's always pressure in the role. Hasn't changed too much from a working perspective in terms of what I was already doing anyway. So, I'm happy to have pressure placed on me. I'm happy to take responsibility for how the team performs because that's my job, and I'll leave others to judge the job that I'm doing.